Well, hey fellas, it's been a while since you've heard from me. This is Thor's Axe, and what I want to do is I want to start a segment on shotshell reloading and reloading slugs. Now I know that Fortune Cookie has also went and done some work with shotshell, slug reloading. And he was using the key drive Lee, and he was also using the 525 grain Lyman molds. And he had mixed results. He even tried powder coating the key drive Lees and also the pellet mold. One of the most popular things that you can run out there and just buy is your run-of-the-mill Winchester Super X, Foster slug. These shoot pretty good, and they're cheap too. I mean, you can buy these. I think Walmart had the 15-round boxes for like $9, so I went ahead and picked up a couple of them, and that kind of got me on the road of seeing if I can go ahead and get performance that was acceptable out of hand loading slugs versus buying them. And the one thing that I will say about going down this road, I have found out that there's an awful lot about slug reloading that the manufacturers have as trade secrets, like their wad designed, the wad column they use, powder selection they use, whether or not they use a overshot card, or if they're going to use a nitro card, or what kind of spacing they put in between the slug and the wadding. And so, I've been doing an awful lot of research on slug reloading. Been doing a lot of reading. So, one of the first manuals I bought was this one right here, Shotshell Loading and Field Applications, and this one here is from BPI. It has an awful lot of information in it. Excuse me, I ended up kicking the tripod there. But it has a lot of information in it, regarding different loadings that you can use and that sort of thing. Most of what you're going to read in here, though, is about products that they sell. But there's also information about the key drive and the 525 grain slugs in here as well. Another book that I've been studying cover to cover is the Lyman Shotshell Handbook. I've been looking through this and just reading different articles and looking at different loads and things that I'm, thinking about exploring. Powders, wads, hole designs, primers. All that stuff is like a recipe with shotshell. Now, when you shoot metallic and you go ahead and you go reload for metallic, you can pretty much just pick, a certain recipe that's in the book, and the brass isn't so important. And as long as you're in the weight category of the bullet, sometimes the bullet isn't all that important. The powder selection is, but not necessarily the primer. You start getting into like 9mm and 308 and 30-06. It leaves you a wide berth on the selection of your components as long as you're making it towards the recipe. Okay? Now, shotshell is different. Shotshell is a lot different. You really have to follow what the book says. Just plain out and simple. You have to follow what the book says, because all these different hulls have different thicknesses, and they have different web designs on the bases of the cases, and the way that they're attached to the base of the case, and all kinds of stuff that you have to take in consideration for, what kind of pressures you're going to shoot, what kind of wads you're going to use, if you're going to be using any like gas seals and things like that. There's all kinds of stuff involved with that. So anyway, like I said, went ahead and got the 525 grain Lee pellet mold You know, this basically looks like a great big giant, great big giant 177 caliber pellet that you'd put in an air rifle, basically. And the thing is that these, these and the Lee key drive, they use shot cups as the sabot that you put it down in there. Okay, you put it down into the shot cup. So you have quality issues there, and not only that, the column has to be a certain thing, and the whole 9 yards. It's really kind of a witch's brew once you start getting into shotgun loading for slugs. I also went ahead and got this little doodad right here, 69 grain round ball, so I can go ahead and make some pumpkin balls. And some guys have had real good luck with this, they've had real good luck with this mold. So I'm going to go ahead and give that a whirl as well. Same thing though, you're using a shot cup, and the thickness of the pellet petals and the way that the shot cup is constructed, and numerous things like that, they're all part of it. Just something to take in consideration, So anyway, so that's what I've been doing. That's basically what I've been doing. Picked up some of these little mini shells. I figured it'd be kind of fun to shoot these. And I've got all kinds of, Foster slugs. I went and loaded up. They were on sale, so I went ahead and loaded up, bought, quite a few boxes of those. I want to go ahead and get the machine. Now, what I'm going to be firing these out of is a smooth bore. This is a smooth bore Mossberg 500, okay? Just your standard, 12 gauge shotgun. I'm going to be making, the slugs for it. And as you can see, it's unloaded. Yep, we're unloaded. So, I also have a Mossberg 835 shotgun that has a 24-inch barrel. It's ported, but it's made for the 3.5 inch shells, and it's quite a thumper as far as slugs. I have also went ahead and procured some of BPI's Shotshells slugs that they sell, and I'm going to try some of those. So anyway, so that's what I've been up to. Other than that, that's where we're going. Now, one thing I want to remember, to put in here is that all of this type of loading and stuff like that I'm going to be doing, for my own use, okay? Don't try this stuff at home. I mean, do your research, buy some books, read your books, make sure that you know what you're doing before you actually start going down the road of buying all this stuff and everything like that. The best thing to start out with is a manual. To get a manual that has information in it, different stories and that sort of thing, of what worked and what didn't work and that sort of thing. Buy some books, on Shotshell reloading, read a few forums. But the thing is, though, remember when you read the forums, that's the internet. So you got some, you might have some hilljack out there that is, thought up his own little thing there, and he's just put it out there on the internet, and you might try it and end up blowing up your gun. Just one thing you want to remember, on shotguns, chamber pressure. Your chamber pressure on these should be withheld in about 13,000 psi. That's it, 13 to 15,000 psi, depending on the shotgun. But you don't want to overload them because they'll blow up on you. So there you go. So until next time, we'll have a casting session, getting some slugs out. I might end up powder coating some of them, might not. Maybe just rooster jacking them. I don't know. we'll play it by ear, okay? So anyway, this is Thorzak, and I'm checking out, and thanks for tuning in.